Maps is always about creating a city for the next generation. So why shouldn't the next generation be as involved as possible in the naming of the park?
This is another landmark day in the development of the MAP 3 programs. It hardly seems possible that 7 years ago, even more than 7 years ago, all of us here voted for a 1-cent sales tax. 1 penny. 1 penny that could have a transformational impact on our city and our community. I think that few of us realized the dramatic impact that this could have in the realization of our dreams, and we take another major step forward in that process today.
I want you to be able to look back upon this day as a day that Oklahoma City stepped up and fulfilled a lot of the promises that we made to the voters and a lot of the promises that we made to people that are no longer with us. And we stand out here today, it looks a little bit like a blank canvas. And there's a lot of open space out here, but we know the planning and the meticulous detail that the architects and engineers and consultants and construction crews are about to embark. And in a way, it reminds us of those young people and their lives yet to unfold. How will they continue to grow this city? How will they continue to reinvent this park generation after generation? Because their lives are blank canvases as well. Unlike almost any other MAPS project, this is a project that's never really going to be completed, nor should we suspect or expect that we're going to complete it. It's not like a building where you start one day and you cut a ribbon another day. A park has to continually be reinvented as its uses and the generations change through the years. Every great park in every American city looks much different today than it did a century ago. And so it should be with this one as well.
I'm going to ask you all to dream with me just a little bit about what you're going to see soon. I want you first of all to imagine trees. There aren't very many here right now, but use your best imagination and think about oak trees and redbud trees and lacebark elms covering this territory. And imagine grass, lots of it. You'll experience a great lawn with a covered stage for concerts and festivals. The lawn will be just north of here and will have the capacity to accommodate over 15,000 people for concerts and festivals. Imagine a series of large playgrounds for children of different ages that will be a magnet for kids. We can see how much fun our little ones are having right here today playing with kites. Imagine that when this park is full of playground equipment. Imagine specialty gardens dotted throughout the park featuring native plants and ornamental grasses. About 3 miles of walking and cycling paths will meander throughout the park. There will be shady pavilions for family picnics and picturesque covered spots for weddings with an indoor space for the bridal party to prepare for their vows. In the very middle of the park, imagine a 3.5-acre lake. There'll be a boathouse where you and your family can rent paddle boats. Digging the lake will be one of the first things that our contractor does, so stay tuned and watch carefully as that begins to happen.
The MAPS initiative, invented by Ron Norick and championed by Kirk Humphreys and Mayor Cornett, capped by the arrival of the Thunder, has long since altered what the citizens of the city think of their community. But it may be that it will be the creation of this magnificent urban green space that will permanently change how Oklahoma City citizens view their city. To assure that this legacy is realized, the mayor and the city manager asked Larry Nichols and me to consider how the remarkable abilities of the Myriad Garden staff, which had led to the significant success of that effort, could be applied to this project. In response, we have created a new foundation called the MAPS Park Foundation, but in a few minutes it will have a real name, and entered into a lease and management agreement with the city identical to that which governs the Myriad Gardens. The foundation will share senior management with the gardens, but will have its own staff and a separate and independent governing board. This arrangement will provide talented, experienced leadership for this facility.